and I am willing to commit to not voting for him.
Well, and that comes, Michael, set against the backdrop of this New York Times analysis, the headline, Trump fully devours the Republican establishment. To put just a really fine point on that, let's listen to what Lara Trump had to say about the RNC on Newsmax.
The RNC needs to be the leanest, most lethal political fighting machine we've ever seen in American history. Every single penny will go to the number one and the only job of the RNC. That is electing Donald J. Trump as president of the United States and saving this country.
So as a former RNC chair, Michael Steele, I am curious if that is your understanding of the way that the National Committee is supposed to work.
Well, I'll just start by saying, wrong answer. That is not the number one responsibility of the RNC is to elect Donald Trump. The number one responsibility is to elect every candidate who's on the ballot on behalf of the party. It is to raise money for those candidates who are on the ballot. It is to put in place the infrastructure every candidate will need. It's required. You are required, Laura. So let me give you a little bit of training here. Since you want the job, you're required to organize and coordinate every state party and the territories of the United States who are in the Republican family. And you are to provide them the platform from which you will launch a platform to talk about what the party believes in. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a platform. So is that your number one priority, Madam Co-Chair? No, I don't think so. You told us it is to elect Donald Trump. And herein lies the problem, Sabrina, is that...
I'm sorry, Michael Steele, you're not going to just go on your rant and think we're not going to drag. That's right. Drag them. Make sure the people know. Make sure they know.
You got to understand what a party is there for. I walked into a party that was dysfunctional, had stopped raising money, had lost two cycles, a presidential and a congressional. And the first thing I had to do was not figure out, oh, how do I elect a president? It's like, how do I get people to even consider a Republican candidate again? You've got fundamental problems inside the party, Laura, and so you need to focus on the problems. Oh, and by the way, the problem is your father-in-law. So you need to understand exactly what you're up against. And so it's the people need to understand, I think, Sabrina, that the reality of it is every dollar that goes into that building is going to go out into a law firm as part of paying those bills. They may say, oh, no, we're going to do all these. No, they're not. The past is the prologue. So what do you think the party leadership, we've heard some grumblings, I'm sure you've reported on some of it, where people are saying, you know, I'm a little bit concerned about that. Does that concern translate into something more than just concern? Or do you think there will be a real battle inside the party to make sure those dollars which are going to be needed in some really close races, really close, 18 of them in the House that I can think of, to win those seats and to hold the House for Republicans?
I mean, I think that there will absolutely be efforts to ensure that the party apparatus and